So someone is on the way to pick up auction truck number 2, hopefully. They're gonna look at it, right? But they said they're coming with someone else, so that's always a good sign. Do a quick walk around. So the only really issue with this truck at all is there's a slight dent right there, kind of hard for you to see. You can see kind of that little bump right there. This is just a little love tap somebody gave it there on that side. Beyond that, it is super clean inside and out. Of course, I took off the decals. This was originally a work truck, cleaned it inside and out. Look at how clean that is on the front, in the back. The bed and everything is all good as well, but overall definitely looks like a really nice truck. Into this one for about $8,700. Actual purchase price was $7,600 at the auction. There were no buyer fees at this particular auction, which was nice. And so $7,600 was what I bought it for. The tax, the title, the tag, all that cost me, I think it was $600-700. So that was pretty expensive. And then on top of that, I replaced the front brake pads and rotors. Those were warped, so I entirely replaced those. I also put in a brand new 3-year battery into it. It's like an AGM or something, so it almost cost me like $200 for that. Obviously went through and removed all of the decals, completely waxed and buffed, I guess, the exterior of the vehicle as well. And then I had like a window switch that I had to replace as well. All in $8,700 right at on this truck, and they're on the way to pick it up. So hopefully I'll be back with you here with the cash in my hand and no longer a truck in my driveway. I test drove the truck. They love it because it's clean, of course. Clean, looks good, runs good, all of that sort of stuff. And so they are going to the bank, coming back with cash. They said with schedule, it's getting towards the end of the day. With schedule, they said they'll probably end up coming back tomorrow morning between 10 and 11. So I'll be back with you tomorrow if they actually pick up the truck. And auction truck number 2 is gone. So here's the breakdown for auction truck number 2. So I spent $7,610 to purchase the truck. The taxes, title, and tag on the truck were $785. I did do the brake pads. I did a full synthetic oil change on it, fixed window switches, all of that. And so that was $300. So all in, including everything, including the tax, the title, the tag, and everything, I was into that truck for $8,700. Now I firmly believe I could have held out a bit longer and gotten a higher price. I really do believe that. But what I consistently did throughout the last week or so is every day I would drop the price on the truck by $100 or so every day. So a couple of days it was $150 just to make it like an even, like a $750. And then the rest of the days were like $100. Eventually I got down to $12,400. I had somebody come in, they wanted to see it. They offered me $11,500 and I told them, look, I can do 12. And they said, hey, let's meet in the middle. So we ended up meeting it at the middle. So all told, I sold it for $11,750, which brings me a total profit of right at $3,000 on that truck. That all in, I was into it for $8,700. Now, total time that I owned the truck was about a month to a month and a half or so to make that $3,000 profit. During that time frame, I was not actively working on all the time. I've got other auction trucks that I was flipping at the same time after I purchased that one. And then I had probably about 2 weeks that I've had it listed. And I just reached the point where I was like, okay, I'm just going to start dropping the price on it. I do believe that if I held out a longer, I would have been able to sell it. I also do believe if I had financing, right? So if I did actual, I was able to have my dealer's license, which I'm working on, but if I were able to have my dealer's license and able to finance, I firmly believe I could have sold it considerably faster and at a higher price. But as is, like, you're really just waiting on someone to have cash, which somebody to have cash over $11,000 or be able to go to get a bank or a loan at the bank, bring you the cash, like that's what you're waiting on. And that's a little bit more difficult for somebody than you go in the dealership. They only have to have X amount down, that sort of deal. But anyway, overall, over the course of the month and a half or so since I purchased it at auction, I did all that work to it, as I've posted some videos on here. And my end result was $3,000 in profit on auction truck number 2.